Firstly, Daisy, welcome to Geelong. What was it about Geelong that attracted you to the club?
Oh, thanks, Jake. Good to be here. I've always admired Geelong Footy Club from afar. I mean, they've been such a successful organisation for so long. So the way they go about it on field was a big attraction, but also through working in the media and the people you meet, the Geelong people we come across always leave a mark and are such good people. So kind of that was probably the first appeal, and then as I got talking to Lloydie and a few different people, just they felt like there was a good cultural alignment with how I went about my footy and what I think makes good teams tick. So yeah, that was an appeal as well. But then even just the community feel to the town. Ben and I are country people, so I've always admired and been a bit jealous, even way back when I was a supporter, that Geelong kind of has its own town and it's like a community footy club that plays at the elite level in the AFL. So yeah, that's pretty cool and something that I look forward to being a part of. We've moved up here, so look forward to embedding ourselves into that completely.
And you're now a coach at the club. Was coaching always something you wanted to get into in your career?
Yeah, I think more and more throughout the journey of my career, and it was always a bit interesting in women's football because it was at the community level for so long. Even as a player and a young player, I was often working with a coach who was a volunteer and just one out doing the whole job on their own. So for a long time, coaching and helping either bring new players along, because there was a lot of that in women's footy, or talking and thinking about the strategy of the game has been a part of my playing experience for as long as I can remember. And then the older I got and the less I could do on field, I kind of started turning my attention, especially after kids, a bit away from how do I make myself 5% better, and flipped that to how do I make 10 other people 1% better, and it can be more powerful. So I think that change in thinking and approach to my leadership as a player in the last few years, kind of feel like I had two careers, one pre-kids and one post. So I feel like that transition kind of really made me feel the reward that you get from helping others and seeing something that other players are working on come out on the field. So yeah, that's something that drew me to coaching and just the want to stay involved in footy clubs. I've grown up in them, whether it's as a junior or playing at the Darebin Falcons for 13 years and then at Melbourne for 7 seasons. Like, to be a part of a footy club is all I've ever known, and they're a unique place. It's so rewarding to be a part of, from, you know, that quest of believing in something with all these people from all different walks of lives and going about trying to achieve that. And then all the banter and fun that happens along the way. I know it'll never be the same as playing, but coaching definitely helps you stay attached to that a bit as well.
So tell us about your role and how you'll bounce off the other coaches and work with them.
Yeah, I think to begin with, most of my role, I'll work closely with Matt Egan in the development space, and also Nigel Lappin with the forwards on match day. So two incredible people, great teachers and football brains. So look forward to working closely with them. But one of the great opportunities with the role I've got, especially initially, is that I'll get a really broad experience as well. So Chris is really keen to not get too kind of laser focused in one area too soon, and use the opportunity I've got to get a broad experience, because I'm just starting out in my coaching journey. Be able to almost take a step back and be able to see all corners of what makes the team tick. So yeah, I'll be guided by him a bit as well.
What are you looking forward to bringing to this playing group and your influence on them?
Well, I'm sure that initially and probably forever, I hope through my coaching journey, that I'll learn just as much, if not more, from them as what they're going to learn from me. And I think that was what I loved about all the coaches that I worked with, is that it wasn't this vertical relationship where they kind of tell you what to do and how to think about footy. It was more of a partnership where you just have conversations about the game and life and what motivates each other. So I hope to be a coach that's a bit like that. But I have a real passion for the game, and I love working with people and seeing them grow. So I hope that's the influence I have as quickly as possible on as many players as possible as well.
In a similar vein, AFL and AFLW are similar beasts, but what are some of the nuances, I guess, you want to bring into the AFL circles from that experience?
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities, and I think in terms of game style, well, certainly through my experience at Melbourne, there was a lot of similar things. I guess the difference was the amount of time you had to work on things and really break things down, so that was always a challenge. But I think one thing that on reflection of my AFLW career, that just the balance that you're able to achieve. Now I think that's something, early days I get the impression that this club gets that really right, even with their men's program, the balance of being able to be the best footballer you can be, but also explore other areas of your career and life that make you a whole person. So I think that's something, you know, as a parent and someone that's been a midwife and worked in the media and done a few other jobs, and been able to balance that alongside my footy, whilst it had its challenges at times and a bit of a logistical nightmare workload-wise. It's something I'm now really grateful for as I exit the game as a player. So yeah, I think that experience will be one that I really try and encourage the boys to keep exploring as well. But in saying that, my early impressions are this club gets that pretty right anyway.
Well, again, Daisy, welcome to the club, and we're all looking forward to what's to come in 2023.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks for having me.